Falcon fans, we're back again. Hard to believe, but we're winding up the fall season, getting ready for winter. Dave Glazer here with Athletic Director Lenny Paletti, and we're going to preview all of the sports in the winter season. Coach, it is hard to believe that we were here not too long ago talking about the fall season. We're having a great fall season. Those teams are winding up right now, and I know we're looking forward to a big winter season. A lot of it happening right here in the Hoagland Arena.
Absolutely. It has been a great fall season. We just had our gauntlet this morning, sending off the boys and girls golf teams to the state tournament. They both won their region. We're expecting to send the cross-country teams, both boys and girls, to the state. So it's been a very, very exciting fall season.
Well, Coach, looking ahead to the winter, again, a lot of that action is going to happen right here in Hoagland Arena. We hope fans will come out in their green and gold and support the basketball programs. And let's talk a little bit about the boys basketball program that'll be here. Coach Mulqueen's going to get a little bit of a late start because a lot of his guys are out there on the football field as the football team advances into the playoffs. But I know he's going to be excited to have 4 starters back, led by Jacob Westbury, who's probably going to lead as one of the leading scorers in the program, closing in on 1,000 points this year.
Right, Jake Westbury will be probably our only 1,000-point basketball player in the school history. So we're really excited about that. We'll hang a banner in his name, and hopefully in the very near future we'll be adding names to it. Another big player for basketball this year for the boys' side will be Jordan Morrell. But again, like you said, they're both playing football right now, and football's had a great season. I mean, I think right now they're 7-1, and they're going to go on, and hopefully a big green out day on Friday will beat ODA, and then they'll go on to a conference game up in Seven Rivers in Locanto, and they'll win there, and they'll have to play again. So the fall season has been very, very successful, which does give us a slower start to our winter season because all of our teams are waiting for the fall athletes to finish up their seasons. Sure. We want them to go deep, but we are getting a little antsy to get them involved in their winter teams.
Sure. The advantage for that, though, for Coach Mulqueen is having so many of those guys have had experience and are coming back. As you mentioned, Jacob Westbury, a 16-point-a-game scorer last year. Jordan Morrell, a 12-point-a-game scorer. He also has Nick Rundy coming back, our 6'7" center. So he has some guys that have some experience and probably can step right in and get things going.
Absolutely, and Nick Rundy doesn't look the same. I mean, he's gone through a physical transformation over the summer. He's lost some weight. He just looks bigger and stronger. You know, we say these boys are playing football right now, but we also know they're still involved in their AAU basketball. They're still involved in the PAL League. So they're still playing basketball, even though they're playing football.
One of the changes this year will be a new district,
yes.
and we'll be playing a lot of teams across the bridge into St. Petersburg. How does that flesh out for us, Coach?
We are. And anytime you go over the bridge, you're going to run into stiff competition, either on the court, on the field, anywhere. They're very good athletic programs. We're talking about schools like Shorecrest, Indian Rocks, St. Pete Catholic, Calvary Christian. These are all large schools. We're on the low side of the district numbers. They're on the high side of the district numbers. So it'll really take a great effort on our part to step up and play, but we're ready for the challenge.
On the girls' side, Coach, one of the big changes obviously is we've got a new staff, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about Coach Stubbs and his background as he comes in and takes over the girls' program.
Sure, Coach Darren Stubbs has taken over the girls' program from middle school up through varsity. He's an amazing coach, coaches every day of the year in the community. He's involved with AAU, he's involved with the YMCA, he's involved with the PAL League. This man's got a hand on girls' basketball regardless of the association. He's coming in and he's lighting the place on fire. We've got a lot of interest right now on the girls' side in basketball that we haven't seen in the last couple of years. And the reason for the move is not that Chris Mustang didn't do a good job, but our middle school basketball program needs to be a better feeder program for our JV and high school team, and it hasn't been. So we've elevated Chris to become our middle school basketball director, and he's working close with those teams to make sure that they're feeding our JV and varsity program.
Claudia Sabasnik is the leading scorer and rebounder returning for this team, and they did make some strides last year. 6 wins last year, 3 losses by 9 points or less. Doesn't sound particularly daunting, but given that in the previous 5 seasons they only won 5 games, last year was a step forward for these gals.
Last year they made a lot of advancement. Claudia was a big part of that, but don't forget Lene Jones. Lene Jones has always looked toward to carry the ball up the court for us. She distributes well, so we'll be relying on her a lot this year. And we have some new faces on the basketball court this year. So it's going to be a whole fresh look. The girls are excited. And anytime you have a new coach, they bring a whole level of enthusiasm, excitement, and optimism to any program.
And the girls also will be competing in a new district this year, that same district up in St. Petersburg.
They will. And, it's going to be a challenge. We ran into that in volleyball. Volleyball is very young this year. We graduated, I think, 12 seniors last year, and we were very young throughout all 4 teams. And we went up against that district. And it's a tough district. It'll be a good challenge, but we'll be ready.
Boys soccer, always a strong program out here. Let's move on and take a look at them. Coach Mark Jones in his 23rd season here, believe it or not. Amazing. And he's looking for his first state title since 2001. Always a great program. They reached the state semifinals last year for the 2nd season in a row, and they lose just 3 starters from that team. That was a very high-scoring team. They averaged 5 goals a game last year. So I know that they have to be looking toward another run at a state title.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think Coach Jones ever enter a season without the state finals on his schedule. He puts it there because that's got to be the ultimate goal. But he does have some tools returning from last year. Antonio Calachi, Jonathan Boyd, Alex Virgilio. These guys are some of our better soccer players who will distribute, they'll score, and they'll do it very well. One of the key components this year is we have a senior goalkeeper in Christopher Morish, who is he's a veteran goalkeeper. He was not eligible last year, he's eligible this year, and he will be able to really help us on that end. He's not going to give up any quick goals, but the boys soccer side looks very strong.
Well, a luxury, bringing back Antonio, who was the runner-up for the Player of the Year last year in the state in 1A, has to be a luxury to bring a guy like that back.
Absolutely. He's a senior, so anytime you have the skill set with the senior maturity, we're just expecting a lot of fun things on the boys soccer side.
The program that you have become intimately involved with over the last few months that you're taking over, that's the girls soccer program, Coach.
Yes.
They had a run of 3 straight district titles end last year. I know you have a young team that you're trying to build. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on there?
Sure. Right now we've got about 50 girls involved in the girls soccer side of things, which is amazing. That's what we want. And Coach Andrew Sofer and Stephanie Travis and I, we're really focusing on individual development. We spend about 45 minutes every day with all the girls working on individual skills only. And then after that, we go ahead and move on to team play and team flow. But our focus this year is to develop the soccer player first, and then hope that will take us while these girls are learning the game. We have a lot of young girls. They may not have the experience, but they have the enthusiasm, they have the athleticism, and we think we'll be able to successfully turn them into soccer players.
Do you have some girls returning with some experience that can help you out?
Absolutely. Well, if you talk about girls soccer, you have to start with the Liskinen sisters, Kelsey and her sister Lindsay, and right now they're both captains on the team. Then you've got Kendall Miller, who's a 9th grader this year, and she's solid on the field. Matter of fact, she's on her way to the state golf tournament. But then you get Katie Pierce up top, who's running on the cross-country meet, but she's going to be a dominant force up top for us. So we do have some solid returning players. We're gonna surround them with some really capable athletes and give them some skill, and hopefully we'll go forward.
We could make some history in this building this year. I know we plan to make some history in this building by hosting our very first wrestling meet.
Yeah. The good news for our wrestling program is everybody that wrestled last year is returning this year, and they're a year older. There were 9th graders last year, they're 10th graders this year. Couple of them have been playing football this fall, so we're bigger, we're stronger, and we're going to bring that success onto the wrestling mat. 2 of our leaders will be Parker Landsberg and Max Manning. They both went and did very well in the districts last year, went on to regions. It was a lot of fun. After our preliminary sign-ups for wrestling this year, we already have between 10 and 14 young men who said that they want to wrestle for St. Stephen's. We're very excited about that. So excited that we went ahead and purchased a brand new wrestling mat. So hopefully in preseason, we'll host a preseason dual meet right here in Hoagland Arena. We want everybody to come out. We want the students to come see what wrestling is all about. It'll bring a lot more excitement to wrestling. The other thing we've done is we've restructured our facility. Instead of a room that's used by many different programs, we have a wrestling corral that's specifically for wrestling, and nobody else will be allowed in there, and these boys will have a place that they can call home. So we're very excited about wrestling at St. Stephen's.
Well, as you can tell, fall sports have been dynamic. Winter looks to be just as great with some great teams here. Coach and I hope you'll all come out to the Hoagland Arena, come out to Turner Fields and pull for the soccer teams, come out to our very first wrestling meet.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt, but before we sign off, I got to tell you about our cheer program. Because this fall, we've had a great cheerleader squad. I mean, they've been at every game. They've been traveling at every game, not just on the varsity level, but also on the middle school level. We've
Absolutely.
had a huge number in middle school. Then we even had our mini cheerleaders for homecoming. They were adorable. But this winter, we already have more winter cheerleaders signed up to cheer for basketball programs than we've ever had. So we're very, very excited about the cheer program as well.
Yeah, they've added a lot to the pep rallies we've had here at school, and of course all the events on the field. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to a great winter. For Coach and I, wear your green and gold, come on out and go Falcons.
Go Falcons.